Hi, my name is Mackenzie and today I'll be taking you through a quick interval workout with some light weights. So, what we're going to need today is preferably some light dumbbells. I have little 5 pounds here, but it can be whatever you feel like you can use for high reps. And you can always go up or down depending on the movement, depending on how you feel. You could also use other items around your house for these weights, just some makeshift weights. But we're going to start out for our warm-up. We won't need any weights. It's just going to be a little Tabata format, so 20 seconds of work followed by 10 seconds of rest, 8 times, and because we have 2 movements, it's going to be 4 times through each movement. Our first movement is going to be burpees. So, like I always say, I don't care how pretty it looks, I just want you to get on the ground and get back up again. Our first option would just be stepping back into the plank position, holding for a second, coming back up, and either adding in a small hop or a calf raise. Next option, you can step down, bring your chest to the ground, step up, hop, and then our last option would be to jump the feet out, come down, jump the feet back up, add the hop, or any combination thereof, whether that's jumping down, stepping down, jumping up, whatever it may be, whatever's going to get you warm for today. And then our second movement is just going to be a plank hold. So we want our hands underneath our shoulders away from the ears, trying to make a line from head to toe with our body. Modification would be dropping to the knees here. Or you can even do an elevated plank, so against the wall or even possibly the couch, just holding a plank up here. Okay, that's our warm-up. We have burpees and plank holds, 4 rounds, 20 seconds of work, followed by 10 seconds of rest. Let's go ahead and get started in 3, 2, 1. And you do not have to do a formal push-up at the bottom. Or just like your chest to touch the ground, and you're going to come back up. And rest. Next, we have our plank. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Plank hold. And we're just holding here for 20 seconds. Halfway. And 3, 2, 1. Rest. So, because it is this warm-up, don't feel like you have to go as fast as you possibly can. We just want to start moving, get our body ready, and burpees. You should be starting to feel a little bit warmer now. And rest. Resting 10 seconds, going into those planks. And plank. Just trying to warm up the core a little bit right here. Halfway. And 3, 2, 1. Rest. So again, we're halfway. You should be feeling pretty warm at this point. Just 2 more rounds to go. And 3, 2, 1. Rest. Good news, only 1 more round of burpees. And plank. And go. Again, modification. You can always drop to your knees at any time. But try to, if you can, maybe come up to the feet for a few seconds and then go back down. Then maybe back up to the feet and come back down. and rest. Okay, one more round to go. In 3, 2, 1. Three, 2, 1. Rest. And one last plank for us. Then we'll get into our body of movement today. 3, 2, 1. It's really important that we're breathing in these planks. You can always push back for a few seconds, come back down, but we're almost done. And 3, 2, 1. Rest. Nice work with that warm up. Feel free to stretch anything you need to. Maybe even if you want to stay warm, start doing some jumping jacks while I go over our movements for today. So our first movement is going to be a sumo squat hold with bicep curls. So let's start with the feet about shoulder distance apart. Then we're going to take them about as shoes width wider to get to that sumo squat position. We're going to brace the core. Want to keep our back nice and straight. Send the hips back, knees out, arms come down in front of us. We're trying to get as low as we can, as close to 90 degrees. Then we're just going to hold here and do some bicep curls. So first round, we're going to do bicep curl, arms coming towards us, the hands, palms facing forward. Next round, palms are going to face inward. And the last round, we're going to bring the palms out and do outward bicep curls. Modification for this would be not going as low in the sumo squat or even getting rid of the sumo squat entirely. And then also either going down in weight or having no weights at all, just doing the movements. Next is going to be a bent over tricep row. So we want our feet about under our hips, so if you were to hop up and down, that's kind of where your feet would naturally want to land. We're going to soften the knees, brace the core, send the hips back, trying to get the chest directly over the ground. We want to keep the elbows by the ribs the whole time, and we're going to kick those arms back using our triceps to give a 1 second hold at the top. Modification, again, going down in weights or not using any weights at all. Next movement, we are going to do a front rack lunge. So we want the weights to be on our shoulders, elbows as high as we can. We want kind of a 90-degree angle with our body and our elbows. And then we're going to step forward. We want the knee to stay over the ankle and to go out. We don't want it to fall in. And we're going to push back. So just doing those squats while holding these weights. Modification, you can always bring the weights down to your side or eliminate the weights or go lighter in weight. As for the lunge, instead of tapping that back knee to the ground, we can just come about halfway and then come back up. And our last movement, we're going to add a little bit of cardio. We're going to throw in some jumping jacks. So hopping the feet out, hands overhead, and back together. Modification, stepping the foot out and back in, stepping the other foot out, back in. So for these movements, we have 3 rounds of all of these movements, doing 45 seconds of work, followed by 15 seconds of rest. And again, you don't have to go at my pace. Go at whatever pace is going to give you the best workout for today. We want something that we can maintain for the entire 45 seconds, but that gets pretty challenging at the end, that we really have to push ourselves to keep going. So let's start with those sumo squat holds with the bicep curls in 3, 2, 1. Again, feet nice and wide, sinking down into that squat position, starting with those palms facing forward. You should really feel this in the glutes. it's really important that we keep the chest back. We don't want to send the hips back. We want the chest to be, or our shoulders to be directly over the hips. "15 seconds left. See if you can sink a little bit lower. Three, 2, 1. Rest. Then we're going to those bent over tricep extensions. And 3, 2, 1. Again, very important that we keep the elbows close to the body. We want our back to stay nice and straight. That's really important that we use our core here. It's almost like you're flexing your abs to brace that back. 30 seconds left. Sorry, it was 15. Now we're at 5, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Now to those front rack lunges. Feel free during this rest, you can always set the weights down if you need to. Shake out the arms a little bit. And we're going in 3, 2, 1. Really focus on using that glute of the forward leg to lower down and come back up. Keeping those elbows nice and high. "15 seconds left. Five, 3, 2, 1. Okay, weights down. We have our jumping jacks. And go. Maybe see if you can speed it up a little bit. We want to try to land nice and softly on the balls of our toes. 15 seconds left. And 3, 2, 1. Rest. Okay, now we have a 15-second rest, and then we'll start at the top again for round number 2 with our sumo squat holds and the bicep curls. And 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Sumo squat. And this time the palms are facing inward. You should really feel this in the glutes. We're making sure that our back is nice and straight and that the shoulders are stacked over the hips. See if you can get a little bit lower. Halfway. "15 seconds left. See if you can move those arms maybe a little bit faster. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Then we have our bent over tricep extensions in 10 seconds. Feel free, put the weights down, shake out the arms, stretch anything you need to during this rest. Grab some water. And we're going in 3, 2, 1. Making sure our elbows are staying nice and tight to the body. Shoulders are away from the ears. Making sure too that we're breathing during these movements. And 15 seconds left. 5, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Next we have our front rack with our lunge. 10 seconds. And in 3, 2, 1. Really focus on using the glute in the front leg to lower down and push back up. Fifteen seconds left. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Weights down. We have our jumping jacks, and then we'll start again for our last round. 10 seconds. And in 3, 2, 1. Making sure that we're landing nice and light. Over halfway. See if we can speed it up a little bit. Ten seconds. Three, 2, 1. Rest. Okay, 15-second rest. Then we're going to start our last round of this block. Then we have a little 5-minute finisher. So, starting again with the sumo squat holds and the bicep curls. This time, arms are going to be out to the side for those bicep curls, but we still want to try to get that full extension. And for this last round, I want you to keep in mind, I'd rather have you speed up at the end than slow down. So try to use that to help you gauge your speed here. Over halfway. Ten seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Coming back for those tricep extensions. Five seconds. 3, 2, 1. This is our last round here. Really try to get the most out of it that you can. Keep those shoulders away from those ears. Maybe even add a 1-second pause at the top. Again, you can always modify, so bring one arm up and then bring one arm back and then the other with these tricep extensions. And 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Okay, next we have the front rack lunges. And in 3, 2, 1. Remember, keep those elbows nice and high. Fifteen seconds left. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Okay, jumping jacks. This is our last set, and then we're done with this block. We just have a little finisher at the end. And 3, 2, 1. Jumping jacks. See if we can pick it up a little bit. We're halfway. Keep pushing here. We don't have much time left. We have very little cardio today. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Nice work. Grab some water. I'm going to go over the movements for our last little block. So what we have here is 2 rounds of 4 movements with a 30-second rest at the end. And each movement we'll do for 30 seconds. So because there's no rest in between the movements, we want to try to take advantage of that transition time and make it as short as possible. So our first movement is going to be a plank with rows. So you're going to have your hands on your weights, put the legs back so you're in that plank position. And then I like to widen my feet a little bit, just makes you a little bit more stable. Then we're going to bring the arm one arm at a time up, 45-degree angle to the body, and back down. Modification for this, you can always go a plank from the knees, bring the arms up. You can also get rid of the weights and just work on trying to bring that hand to that shoulder from the plank position. Again, either on the feet or on the knees. It's up to you, whatever you feel like you can maintain for the entire 30 seconds. Next movement, we're going to bring back those jumping jacks. So just like we just did, I don't need to show you. Third movement is going to be weighted air squats. So you can either hold the weights at your side in the front rack like we did with those lunges, or if you want to get real adventurous, you can bring them overhead. We just want to make sure that we're maintaining our core in whatever position we choose, but feet are going to be shoulder distance apart. You're going to hold the weight wherever you prefer. We're going to engage the core, send the hips back, knees out, trying to get at or below parallel, and coming up. The key here is we want to keep a nice straight back as we go down and come up. Modification would be going down in weight or getting rid of their weights entirely. And then if you are at that point, still need another option. Rather than going all the way down, we can just come down into a quarter squat. And then our last movement is going to be standing oblique crunches. So a weight in each hand. We're gonna bring one arm down our side, then we're gonna use that opposite oblique, flex it to bring us back up. Then we're gonna go over to the other side, flex this side to come back up. Just going back and forth. Modification options, going down in weight, getting rid of the weights entirely. So again, we just have 2 rounds of these 4 movements. We'll have a 30-second rest in between the rounds, and we're gonna do each movement for 30 seconds. So this should be a nice, quick burst of energy to finish this out for the day. So let's start with those plank rows in 3, 2, 1. This should be really working the back here. Halfway. 2, 1. Coming up for those jumping jacks, trying to make a quick transition. See if you can speed up a little bit. We're halfway. And 3, 2, 1. Going into those weighted air squats. Again, holding the weights wherever you feel like is most comfortable for you. Really focus using those glutes to stand up at the top. You should be pretty tired after those sumo squat holds and those lunges. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. And standing oblique crunches. Again, it's almost like we're trying to stay between two panes of glass. We don't want our upper body falling forward or backwards. It's like we're stuck between two walls. 10 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Okay, we have a 30-second rest here. Then we'll start again with those plank rows. But this is our last round, so it's only 2 more minutes of work and we're done for today. Okay, starting again in 15 seconds. And 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Plank with rows. Make sure that you're still breathing here. Over halfway. 3, 2, 1. Coming up for jumping jacks. Again, trying to make these transitions as quick as possible. We don't want to lose any work time. Over halfway. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Weighted air squats. We only have 1 minute left of work. Remember, we're sending those hips back. We don't want to come too far forward with the knees. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. And those oblique crunches. Another thing, we don't want our ear on the opposite end coming up. We want to keep it away from the shoulder. We want to keep it away from the ear. Halfway. See if maybe we can speed it up, still maintaining control through our core. 3, 2, 1. Nice work today. Thank you so much for joining me. We just did a quick interval workout with some light weights. Get a good stretch in. My name is Mackenzie and I hope to see you again next week.